entre la noche me encuentro llorando, llorando por ti. Entre sollozos y lágrimas siento tu amor. Soy la Llorona, siempre llorando, llorando por tu amor. Buscando consuelo voy caminando, consuelo con tu amor. I was once a young girl who loved to sing with the birds. In fact, I would sing songs like Las Mañanitas. And as I was singing throughout the day, I loved all of the things I did in my community, including going to the fiesta dance. This one year I put on my favorite shawl and I went to the fiesta, and this young man came to dance with me. He asked me to dance, and of course I danced. I danced wonderful songs like La Varsoviana, and then the night ended. Well, the next day, as I was doing my work, as I always did, cooking in the horno, washing clothes with my lavador, this young man, once again, came to visit me. Well, the next day he came to visit me, the next, and soon we fell in love. And he asked me to marry him. And I said, of course, I'll marry you. Well, we planned to be married, but then his father disagreed with that plan. He paced as his son spoke of the plans and said, no, you will not marry this woman because she is poor and I am rich, and I have promised you all of this land and all of these riches, but I have chosen the woman for you to marry. Well, the young man disagreed and begged his father, but his father would not budge. And finally, the young man went off. Well, the next day, as I was baking bread and I had the fire going, the young man came by, and he thought for a moment and stopped before he told me the truth. He just told me that his father was excited that we were to be married and did not tell me his father's wishes. Well, the next day he came to visit me, the next. Finally, we had just a quiet wedding, the two of us, and we had two beautiful children as years passed. And finally, the young man could keep his secret no more. His father was wondering where he would roam off to for hours and hours. And he told his father that he was already married. Well, his father was angry and said, no, you must take those children away from her and ban her away from our community, never to be seen again. Well, he came to visit me as I was doing my work, as I always did. And our children were very happy to see their father. But he told me that one day, in a few days, he would take our children far, far away, and I was to never be seen again, to leave the community. I begged him not to do that, but off he went, knowing that was the only thing that he could do. Well, as the day passed and time passed, I knew that I only had a few days with my children, but I had work to do, and I went over to the river. And it was a beautiful day, just like this. I went to the river and I began to cry. As I got down by the water, I cried, "I," knowing that one day my children would be taken. And my children went off to play. They asked me to play with them, and I said, "Go off and play," I shouted at them, and off they went. Well, as I was crying and wailing, I only thought of my own pain and my own tears, that I would not get to see my children again, and off they were playing. The wind began to blow, the rain began to fall, as my tears fell into the river. I cried. Well, what I did not know was that my children had gone near the deepest part of the river, and one of my children had slipped in, and his brother jumped in to save him, and they were both drowning as I was here wailing and crying. I cried, but I could not hear their cries above my own. Mis niños. And finally, I wondered where my children were. I remembered that they were off playing, so I went to look, and they were gone. I went to the nearby village and asked, and they were gone. I went up and down the acequias, and no one was there. My children were not anywhere. And as years passed, I continued looking for them, searching for them, and my face changed, wrinkly and old with the tears. I would cry. Ven a mí.